proche des anges, j'essaie d'être. Je sais que c'est dangereux, mais comme un ange heureux de se battre. Pour l'amour, je brandis le flambeau, laisse de côté la flamme. T'exprimes mes flashs quand je suis seul dans ma chambre. Chérie Coco, je t'assure que je suis plus fort qu'Hitchcock. Quand je me fais des bêtes de film au scénario de choc, c'est pire que des péplums. Quand j'imagine que tu me trompes, tout le monde est complice. Si je me laisse aller, on pourrait rompre. Le cupid est mon plan. Si je t'aime dans l'oreille droite, dans l'oreille gauche, il me gratte. Elle ment, elle me bluffe comme sa sœur, comme toujours. Elle est comme les autres meufs, qu'à soif les refs tous les jours. Je sais que c'est pas vrai, pardon de salir dans mes songes. Mon début d'orgueil, faut que tu l'éponges. Parce que ça me ronge et ça m'arrange de rejeter la.
Good morning, Mr. Reese.
Hello.
Welcome to the Monky London channel. First things first, why are you not wearing a jacket?
I'm hard, man.
Absolutely freezing. Today we're kind of following on with the French scene. We had the Renault Kangoo last week.
Yep.
And today we're doing your little Renault Clio.
Yeah, it's a bit different than usual. It's a 301.7 brake horsepower with a fully forged engine with a Garrett GT 2860. So it's still a baby turbo, but there's still loads of room to move on it.
Originally this was a 182?
Yeah, 182, but 182 PS, not horsepower. I fit the low boost kit to it. And it went 230 brake horsepower with 232 foot-pound.
On stock internals?
Completely standard engine.
What are they like on stock internals?
Fine to that point. Yeah, I mean, mine lasted 12,000 miles and 7 track days. It was completely fine, and then I was offered an engine cheap. Well, not cheap, but fully forged, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And that's when the build started properly. It's got PEC pistons, ZRP rods, ARP bolts throughout, Supertech valves, the Iconal for the exhaust side, and then it's got a Garrett GT 2860. It is down the back, you can barely see it.
Right at the back, yeah.
630cc injectors, Mach 3 port boost, a control solenoid, and that's about it.
What about ECU?
It's got an ME221 plug and play.
Is that sort of common on the Renault scene, those ECUs?
No, not at all, no. It's not widely used at all, so I was like, give it a gamble and try it, and it was okay.
It's doing the job. And who mapped it?
Chris at EFI. He did a really, really good job. He said he could do with more time on it, but it's money.
Yeah, of course. And it made just over 300 at the fly?
Yes. I went from low boost to this, and it's so much different, the whole car.
How much boost are you running?
15 PSI.
15 PSI, and obviously with a forged engine all totally safe.
Yeah. I mean, there's loads of wiggle room with it because the fuel system I've got, there's no return back to the sender. If I fit that, I can go 330 easy.
And then what about fuel pump?
It's got a Walbro 255.
255, cool.
Yeah.
What about the cooling size?
It's a full engine dynamics kit. They do the low boost and sort of like high boost, but 280 brake. And I've literally just changed the turbo and the intake side of it to suit, sort of thing. Got a small intercooler, to be fair. It does need to be upgraded.
What about radiator?
Standard
Again,
radiator. It should be changed, but money's
I have driven one on sort of throttle bodies, and they do sound pretty savage, don't they? Yeah. But this is obviously a totally different kettle of fish.
Brakes, it's got 4 pop Brembos off the Clio Mark III RS. They are loud though because I've got DS111 pads.
Okay, a bit squeaky.
Yeah, very squeaky.
That Clio, is that a 197?
Yes, these are off the 200 because they're silver. I don't think it was the cut one. I think they came in silver ones.
Yeah, that's the sort of more modern Clio, isn't it? It's a bit more sort of bubbly looking.
Yeah, the last of the NA Clios, as you want to say, because the new one's a 1.6 turbo.
Yeah. What about the suspension?
Now this is the embarrassing bit.
Don't tell me it's stock, Reese.
It's standard shocks, but it's the cup shocks with lowering springs, with PMS solid top mounts. I should have changed them ages ago, but...
What do you think you'd sort of upgrade to? Maybe coilovers in the future?
Definitely coilovers. I'm pricing them up already.
Like KWs or something? They do nice ones for Clios, don't they?
BC Racing, I was looking at, or ASTs, but it's just money side of things again.
Yeah, no, fair play. But you know, everyone's on a budget, man. You've got to do what you can do.
Yeah.
How is the suspension? Does it sort of cope with the power?
No. No. Well, it weren't too bad when it was low boost because I did 7 track days with it. It weren't bad at all. It does need a diff, and I have bought one. Just not fitted it yet.
So it's like open diff at the moment.
Yeah, open diff. So it's a bit torque steery, as you want to say.
I mean, out the factory, these are really renowned for their sort of handling.
Yeah, they are brilliant.
Aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. You can still feel it when it's like this. If you don't push the throttle too much, you don't push it too much around the corners.
Yeah.
it just wants to go in a straight line.
Obviously, once you get that LSD in there, make a massive
Oh
difference
yeah,
too.
it's a plated LSD as well.
What about on the exhaust side?
It's a full 2.5-inch Scorpion from the turbo back, including the downpipe, and it sounds quite fruity, to be fair, not gonna lie. Standard Clio 182 wheels. I did have Pro Race 1.2s on, but I realised the passenger front, the tyre on it was a bit low, so yeah, I just threw these back on.
Just to get it here, good man.
Definitely.
And what about the tyres?
On the fronts, they're Pirelli P0s,
Cool.
and Avon ZV5s on the back.
Cool. And how do you find traction? Obviously, in today we're not going to get a huge amount of traction because it's quite snowy, but on a nice dry day,
Surprisingly, it's not too bad. First and second is expected, but third, fourth, and fifth is
it
fine.
does
Yeah,
pull.
yeah.
Yeah, cool, man. Oh, I've just spotted the cheeky little sleeper turbo badge. If you know, you know.
Yeah,
Pretty cool, man.
You can't really see it, to be fair. So.
What sort of values are these Clios going for? Because they're pretty good value for money, aren't they? Obviously in non-turbo.
Non-turbo standard. You probably get a decent 182 for about £2,000, in my opinion. You can't beat it for the money.
It's a lot of car for the money, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah. Before we forget, Reece, what about the gearbox and clutch?
Standard gearbox. I've got another gearbox to put in it with a gripper LSD in it, as I said earlier.
Yeah.
But it's got CG Motorsport paddle clutch, 5-puck with a standard pressure plate. So it's a bit nicer for you to drive.
Yeah,
normally,
a bit more sort of user friendly.
but it's still not. Still a pain.
And you've got a little Corbo bucket seat.
Yeah, Corbo Club Sport bucket seat, OMP target steering wheel with Volantec buttons for the cruise control. Doesn't work
cool.
anymore though, unfortunately.
Right.
PMS shifter, and then just stripped out with AEM boost and wideband gauge.
Just to sort of keep an eye on what's going
definitely.
on. Yeah, cool, man. And sort of relatively stripped out. You've got no seats in the back.
No, nothing at all. No carpet, no roof liner.
Yeah.
Literally just the front door cards and dash.
We've had a little chat about the car. Should we take it for a spin?
Yeah, definitely.
God, brakes are squeaky, aren't they? But the brakes are good, and that's all that matters,
really,
man.
really good.
Yeah. Quite interesting, because the last thing you expect to hear in a 182, because they're obviously quite famous sort of naturally aspirated cars, aren't they? The last thing you expect to hear is a turbo whistle. It makes a lot of flutter, doesn't it? God, mate, that ain't slow. Yeah, I see what you mean with the stock suspension.
Yeah.
It's not horrendous. I mean, it can just about cope with the power, but it does need a little bit of stiffening, doesn't it?
Definitely.
You know the car's quick when it moves the camera mount. Yeah, quite surprised with this. God, can we actually get a slow car review? Because I keep getting shocked by all these like mental little hatchbacks. Is this standard compression, this engine?
No, it's got low compression pistons, so it's 8.5 to 1.
And what's it standard?
10.5 to 1.
Okay, so quite a difference.
90%,
Yeah. Traction's not actually that bad, is it? Like, what are the front tyres? Pirellis?
Pirelli P0.
Pirellis, yeah, they're decent, man. They're actually getting good grip in this weather, aren't they? That's ultimately the only issues you've got with these cars is how far do you push the horsepower, because there is a point with a front-wheel drive car, if you want to, retain some sort of handling characteristics, there is a point where you have just got too much horsepower.
Exactly, yeah.
What's a popular conversion with these? If you don't want to stick with the stock engine and 4Jet, what's the sort of popular engine swap that people put in these?
Buying another car. Which way it is?
Straight on, yeah. Like the 225 lump from the Megane turbo.
People have done it, but the problem is the gearboxes don't fit. You need to notch the subframe.
Ah, yeah. I remember Dave saying that for the old Kangoo conversion, yeah. got my endorphins going. Quite interesting to see what this is like compared to Dave's one running that Megane lump.
Yeah, definitely. I find that the Megane lumps make more torque than they do power, but the Clio engines are the opposite.
Yeah, it's strange that, isn't it? And are they, how different, because the Megane lumps are 2 litre,
Yes.
and this is a 2 litre.
Yes.
What's the differences?
I believe it's the pistons and the rods. Although the 225 pistons aren't the best, because that's just from ringland failure.
Oh, really?
Quite easily. So yeah, when you start pushing the power, you know,
They can be a little bit chocolate. Oh, okay. Where's your love of cars come from? You rents into cars?
Not really, no. I started playing PlayStation as you do as a kid, and Gran Turismo was the number one game.
Fair play.
And World Rally Championship as well. I used to watch that all the time.
Reese was saying he's got a younger brother. Hello, Reese's brother. What's his name?
Lewis.
Right, Lewis. Lewis is a bit of a car fan as well.
He is, yes.
I think he's got you to blame for that.
Yeah, he never used to be, and now I got all my cars.
He's loving it, yeah. That just about brings this review to a close. We've got another little Glanza coming up. I'm actually doing another review in about 10 minutes. He has been waiting for about an hour.
Yeah.
I blame Reese for that. He's been taking me on mad rides. Just want to say a massive thanks to Reese for bringing the Renault down. Really, really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Reese has got a Instagram account down here if you guys want to check out, give him a little follow. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and we look forward to seeing you soon.